What is the gift we give ourselves? By truly learning how to commune and create conscious contact with a power greater within ourselves. What's the gift? Why do we do it? Sounds cool. I'm a spiritual person. Really? How do you know? Well, I'm a good person. True. But how are you living it? What's the reward? What's the cost? Well, years and years ago, when I was in the depths of my difficulties, I not only didn't have a relationship with a power greater than myself. If somebody said the word God, the hair on the back of my neck raised. It was that kind of dramatic for me. And then over time, my ego, the egoic self, started to surrender, and out of nowhere, things started to happen through me that I couldn't explain. I didn't try to explain back in the day, but things just started to happen through me. And in this video, I want to take a few minutes to explain what happened and some of the gifts that happened for me. The very first thing, and I've told the story numerous times, I heard a voice that says, "You're gonna write." I said, "I'm not writing." "You're writing." "Not writing." Now, of course, I'm alone. I'm in the room by myself. I was living on less than $300 a month at the time, $3,000 a year. And I was in argument with self. Well, what ended up happening? Because eventually I lost. In other words, I surrendered. The separation in me diminished. A power greater than me started writing through me. And my book here, Your Inner Child Has Rights Too, came through me. Literally through me. I only take credit because God can only do for me what God can do through me. God can't pick up a pencil without me picking up the pencil. But this book, look for it. 275 pages written from word 1 to word 105,732. You want a free copy? Find my stuff, free copies everywhere. This book was then eventually turned into this book, Healing Addiction. And why did we do that? Well, because the inner child work has an emotional component to it. Addiction has a death component to it. If you're in addiction right now and you don't heal it, you're going to die for no reason. There are solutions today, spiritual ones. Find my book. It's free everywhere, free downloads. Now you can buy it, of course, Amazon, these places. But Healing Your Addiction, a book number 2. Somewhere around the time of that experience, things just started to come through me. And then one day I picked up a pen and I got a pad, and these drawings came through me. I'm gonna try to keep this on a video. I don't know. I don't even know if you could see it. But that's a drawing of a little boy sitting on a woman's chest. Now, am I an artist? Did I draw that? Yes. A little bit later, this drawing came through me. It's a wolf drawing. Empowered Innocence is what this is called. Am I an artist? I don't know. This came through me. How? Well, because the separation between me and my higher self became smaller, less. And the more consciously connected I became to a power greater than myself, the more amazing types of gifts started coming through me. Now for Joe, I created a relationship with my higher power, or God, or spirit, or great spirit. Back in the day, I would call it great spirit. I created that through the communion with my inner child. Now for me, the inner child, I needed to see myself as a child, because being nice to me as a child, and by the way, this is me as a little boy right here. That's me. Me being nice to myself as a little kid was easier. Just easier to be nice to me as a child than it was to me as an adult. Because again, I was an active alcoholic. I was a marijuana smoker. I was a sexaholic. I was a rageaholic. I was every aholic that there was. And my esteem was low. But I could be at least kind to a child. That's why the inner child work was so powerful to me. As life continued, I thought I was going to be a speaker immediately, doing what I'm doing now. I thought I was going to be doing 25 years ago. Well, I got involved with a church. I look across the room. I see a beautiful woman. I hear the voice that says, I'm going to marry her. Lo and behold, it ended up being the preacher's daughter. 2.5 years later, we got married. We had plans. I had plans. I wanted to be married for a while before I was a dad. Christmas Eve, a year later, I'm literally in church. I hear a voice, my higher power, say, I'm ready. It's time to have a baby. Well, you know what? I grieved and grieved and grieved. And sure enough, my son Joseph was born probably about a year later or less. Not in Joe's time, but in a power greater than me. A power that I could hear. At that point, I couldn't really feel, but I could hear. And if I wish I had the picture, I don't have it now. But lo and behold, this picture of this baby right here, if I put a picture of my son Joseph underneath this, it's identical. Now, interestingly enough, this picture was drawn in 1998. My son Joseph was born in 2007. Well, who drew this? Joe the human? No, Joe the higher power. And lo and behold, my past life and I were together for 10 years, great years. And we were on different paths. My connection to my path was very strong. Her connection to her path was very strong. We did a lot of things the same. We parented differently, not good, not bad. Our paths just went this way. Through that period of time after, and she said to me, Joe, I've divorced you and I don't love you anymore. The divorce part, I probably would have hung around. Yeah, I don't love you anymore. Had to go. Couldn't be married to somebody who could verbally say, I don't love you anymore. And, paths went our separate directions. Interestingly enough, during those later years and the time after, I'm not a drinker. As everybody knows, I'm 30 plus years sober. I don't really go out. I'm a single dad, but I was guided for silence, sacred silence. And this puzzle you see behind me, this is a puzzle. If you can imagine, look at the scale of the puzzle. I'm 6'2". Look at the scale of this puzzle, if you can see it. I hope you see it in this video. Over 18,000 pieces. Now, how did I do that and why did I do that? I did it because it was a silence period for me. It was a perseverance event for me. It was a build something, follow something, spend time with yourself event for Joe. 4 years. People wonder all the time, how long did that take, Joe? 4 years. It measures 10 feet across and 7 feet up and down. And why did I do it? Because that power greater than myself was saying, you know what? Sacred silence. Spend time with just you, Joe. And I did. We do it after hours. So what is the reward of all the work? If you're that person now that's in a difficult time, you're in a dark space, everything's changing, everything of your yesterday is gone, and you're trying to move forward, you don't know why. Well, eventually the why comes through you. And as the why comes through you, I don't know what your gifts are, but I've showed you a few of mine. I have hundreds. Do I consider myself a writer? No. But interestingly enough, I've now written 4 books. My next book, which is coming out here in the fall, it's called We. And what is we? Human self, higher self, emotional self. We. Oh, I got a whole book on that. Did I write it? Well, I picked up the pencil. I picked up the paper, but it was a higher power writing it through me. What is your higher power trying to write through you? What is the message of your life that's trying to come through you as we're speaking? What's your highest purpose? And that highest purpose, some way, somehow, when it has enough space and enough safety and enough availability to come through you, it'll create a sense of grace, like I experience with my pictures, my puzzle, my books. Do I lay credit to any of it? Not really. Though, God can only do for me what God can do through me. And God needed me to pick up the pieces, all 18,000 of them. And I did. I followed. But the reward is a sense of grace. And it's in that grace that you really move from a place of accumulation to a place of serenity. And from that place of serenity, then you're sharing back to the world, not from a position of accomplishment, but from a position of flow. And I am happy to say I live there now. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. How did I get here? I had to go through some really dark times. Why were they so dark? Because the ego in me that has been taught by society, my parents, my religions, my everything, has dictated the lie. And what's the lie? That our happiness is out there. And if we have enough out there, then we'll be okay in here. It's the opposite. as you commune with yourself, walk through your emotional challenges, ask for strength and courage, create an environment where your grandness becomes your normal, then you're going to feel the grace of your accomplishments, and the world was going to be the beneficiary of your legacy.